It did it. I know it did it. It did the muffle thing, but I don't care. We're going to get right back up into how the voice is supposed to sound. Hot Facts with Robert Reese, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. People, we go 1 hour, but it could go a little further. If it does get a little hotter, I want to say happy start of the week for everyone out there. Happy start of the week. Hopefully, you guys got a lot of good information passed on through the week. A lot of good content creators putting on some stuff out there. And hopefully you guys had a great one. I thought my day was going to start off right, but if you saw some videos today, I ran into someone that was a little bit on the other side of the drugs. I ran into those crazy dogs again, and they attacked the biker. So it was a very, very, very interesting day. But on top of all that, what I did do was I ran into, hold on. Let me hit that. Oh, bam. Okay, bam. Okay, so what I did also run into was there was a Lyft driver who I watched him approach the store. I watched him getting out the vehicle, and he was trying to say something to the driver. Looks like the driver was not having any of it. He got out, and then I was like, oh, he's waiting for another ride. What the Lyft driver did was when he was pulling up to the store, and on Lyft, you can do this. I know, I'm a passenger. You can hit add a destination. So he was making sure he was getting to the first destination so he can add on the second one. You cannot add on a second or a third or do any of this other stops. If you add on a second, that's your last stop. If you add one more on, you know what I mean? It just goes from right there. He was trying to add in the stop. The Lyft driver told him that when he put his request in that he cannot do that. The Lyft driver told him that when it said that stop added, she told him he cannot do that. This is the problem, people, with that no tip, no trip. This is the problem. She was like, oh, they gave me another order on another app, which they probably did. She was like, oh, I'm going to go and get this one right after this one. But here's what you fail to realize. You sign a contract to be a client with that company. That company allows the customer to add a stop. You cannot have your other app on and accept that order unless you get this one done. So the driver was mad that the customer interfered in her multi-apping. He was going to add a stop, which means you cannot do that order. You have to go to this stop. What's up, Kevin Hawthorne? What's up, Kevin Hawthorne? You have to finish this stop before you can do the other one. He was not trying to argue with the Lyft driver. He got out and I recognized what happened and I broke it down to him. I also broke down to this customer that the drivers get Prop 22. I had to break that down to him on what that means, on what that extra service fee means. He was like, wow. So I had to inform him that driver did him dirty and he had to go order a whole nother ride. Now that driver would have been happy if he were to, let's say, cancel it. I mean, not cancel it, stop it. And then if they said you have another ride, she might have did a dirty app and then took him before it went to go do the other one. That would have happened because the full price of getting paid would have went there for two. But here is what they did for us in California with that Prop 22. Once he added on add stop, which is what they are allowed to do anyway, once he hit the add stop, her time is continuing for, you know, her actual time. It's just going to continue. So she's going to get paid more and the customer was going to be happy and satisfied. They put that in place because customers like this were being treated like this. And we still have drivers out there doing this. He interfered in the driver wanting to dirty app and multi-app, and all he was doing what they allowed him to do within the app. The driver told him that it doesn't matter what the app says, you can't do this because it is my vehicle. You cannot add on a stop if I don't see it right there from the jump. While you're in progress, people to a place, the passenger can add on a stop. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And you have no choice but to acknowledge it because it adds into your queue for that stop. That was a bad rideshare driver who did that to a customer. And coincidentally, I just happened to be right outside when that whole thing took place. He also put on the video, "Thank you for filling me in on the info," because he did not understand what was going on. He was left out in the blank. So what I did was I let him know that's how it works on rideshare. I also let him know that that's how it works when you order food. It's called no tip, no trip. He had no idea what was going on. I let him know that's what the driver was doing, dirty apping and multi-apping, and it caused him to pay extra right then and there. I also told him that there's people that have YouTube channels and they get mad because I bring this truth to the people and let them know this is what's going on. The drivers don't want people to know that they are being dirty. He said, "Oh my goodness." So I chopped it up with him. And people, I know I told you guys yesterday when Roy came in and dropped the bombs, and I said I was going to try my hardest because when I put up the poll, most people said that I should ease up on being the people's champ. But I should not. The second poll question was, I should not convert to no tip, no trip. So people like what I do. They just want some other people to stand up for themselves. But what about when you see a customer like this outside mad and he doesn't even understand what's going on? That's where I got to fill in right there, people. I had to let him know. Was I supposed to just have him sitting out there on the cold and not understand why he's paying more money? Or should I let him know why he's paying more money? I had to. I had to. Okay. I had to. And today is a great day. Today is my wife's birthday. And people, I am from midnight until right now. I don't know how many hours have been watched on my channel because it's not computed. But as of midnight last night, you know, when they do the thing, I was at 3,949 hours. So that means as of right now, I should be maybe 20 hours, 20 or so hours off of being monetized. And that's what you guys got with the hat. You know, I wear my hat. I like my hat. But I have to go ahead and just put this on real quick and put on this tie because today is monetization day. 49 hours off, and that was at midnight as of Pacific Standard Time. So from midnight until now, it's 2:34 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I have hours there that have been added up, and whatever is going to go in from now until the rest of the day, that is why I am wearing my Stephen A. Smith right now, and Stephen A. Smith / Roy Jones, and that is what it is. And today is my wife's birthday. So I said, hey, I can put this on and we can celebrate good times. Come on. Do, 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 do. What y'all know about Kool in the Gang? What y'all know about Kool in the Gang? So it is that day, monetization day. And I wanted to talk about those crazy dogs that people said that I am too big to be running from those dogs, okay, and trying to say I will kick those dogs. Today was an innocent bystander. There was a biker and he could not kickstart his bike. He was stalled out and the dogs ran up to attack him, okay, and I happened to be there to record that. So I thought that was very, very, very interesting. And Flex, Mr. Flex, now you know those dogs are crazy. And like I said, if that dog would have ran up to me not one, because 1 inch is like this, maybe like a half a foot, he would have got kicked in the face. I'm so sorry. And I have little dogs. Still would have got kicked in the face. So sorry. And then on top of that, I have a video that we are going to watch. There's someone, the policeman caught them, or the 7-Eleven people caught them in the act. They're trying to steal $250 worth of gas, and you're going to see the whole setup and everything, how the police caught them. Now, I do know that when I'm going around to these places and we get the people that roll around inside their vehicles and they ask you, do you want to get that dent to be taken out of your vehicle? There's a lot of people around here that they go ahead advertising cheap gas also. So I'm letting you guys know that if you do get caught buying that cheap gas, you're in trouble. If you get caught buying the cheap gas, you are in trouble. Go to the gas station. We have these dudes are out there and they are doing a super, super good job of stealing the gas, stealing the petrol. Hope you guys got a chance to watch Pedro's live last night. I got a chance to watch it. I got to say something about it. I was gonna try to keep still about it, but I have to say something about this. They tried to silence, and there was a gentleman on there who had a lot of good stuff to say, and there was nothing wrong with what he was saying. And they said you should have a channel, start a channel up. This gentleman did not understand why people thought that Pedro was demeaning people. Roy put a comment up there and said exactly why he is demeaning people. And instead of saying yes, and you know what, that is something that we are trying to stop, which is he's been trying to say, he tried to say, this is coming from someone that will shake someone's soda. And you know, I can understand someone will say, well, he'll shake someone's soda. And, you know, he's not calling them miserable or any of this other stuff. And I can also tell you this, if you are driving and you don't have the equipment inside your vehicle, and let's say the soda falls off of your seat to the floor because you don't have the equipment right, that's the same thing as shaking a soda. Now, when the people get their soda at home, chances are they're not going to open the soda before eating their food. They're probably going to say, let's chill it off if we don't have enough ice, or they're going to set it on the counter. About time they go and open up that soda, there is nothing splashing in no one's face. Now, when you call someone a miserable human being and say all this other stuff, that splash does not go away. I just wanted to say that Roy got up there and said his thing, and they tried to forget all the other stuff that was going on due to the shaking of the soda. So I just wanted to break down the shaking of the soda, and that's it. Nothing else. Outside of that, I was happy to see some more people up there. I saw some top dashers up there, speaking their truth, speaking their game. I did acknowledge that. I did acknowledge leveling up with Levi said that he has an 18% acceptance rate on Walmart Spark, and that is because he was using no tip, no trip on Walmart Spark, and that is completely crazy. Why would you use no tip, no trip on Walmart Spark? The orders are way larger than what you normally go ahead and get. But get that acceptance rate up, do those GMB orders, and go ahead and knock those out. Hopefully, everyone took in a lot. There was a lot of people that left me comments on my from the live yesterday that really Roy got most of the comments on my own channel yesterday when I go back and read my comments. Real talk with Roy, everyone went on my thing and said, Roy said the truth. And then, you know, they told me keep up the good work and all of that. But, you know, there are people, and there are some people that said that's why I subscribe to Roy. Roy got up here and spoke some truth, and he got a lot of great comments. He didn't say anything that was ill towards anyone. He just kept it way real. And after he kept it way real, I had to go ahead and you know, and be like, okay, dang, he pointed out what I'm doing too. So I said, I'm going to try to fix some of these things. And like I said, people, I am trying to fix these things. I could have started off today with about 18 gunshots, and I did not. I kept myself cool, and I'm going to continue to try to do that. What's up, Weaves World? What's up, Weaves World? But without further ado, I want to show you these guys right now, and the police caught them stealing all of that gas from the gas station. This is something that we're gonna watch right now because this is hilarious. Okay, let me hit mute and hit split.
A different kind of blockbuster.
This wishing's a hazardous art.
3,000 Years of Longing, rated R.
that was involved, but they were parked at pump 16. 312, I didn't hear that traffic. Was there another suspect leading? I have the owner of the white truck in the backseat of this vehicle.
I wanted to show you guys that because when you go to these gas stations, I don't know if you guys have noticed, pay close attention to your accounts. Happens at my wife. It happens with me all the time. You go and then they'll say you spent money at a gas pump and you did not. How they are running these readers and everything else like that. They run those readers. They do them. That car, that black car that pulled off had the reader there. It was able to do the thing, able to put the information into the pump and start pumping gas. They're going to run that card until the gas, however much gas they can use, they fill that thing on up and then they're out. Someone gets screwed, all this money. This is crazy. Corner Clubhouse. Ha ha ha. What's up? We taste good like ciabatta bread. That's what they do. People, be wary of that. I just earned over $300 yesterday on Spark with incentives. No tip, no trip. Would have kept me broke if I followed that garbage. He is up in there. Cody is on a hot one today. $300 will make you dance around like Yosemite Sam saying, you varmint, you varmint, you varmint. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about right there. But this gas thing, people, just be very wary. I've seen videos on YouTube in certain 7-Elevens where they have lift up the actually magnetic thing, and it's a completely different reader there that's taking people's information. Gas is something that is very, very serious. Now, you saw how that thing was rigged up. Also, people, when you are going to the gas pump, make sure before you go, put that gas pump on to where it's supposed to go. Hook it up on there and make sure it says insert card next. If you don't do that, let's say if you use your the scan or the tap or anything else like that, and you just have your thing open, make sure you walk back to the pump, visually look at it, say insert to pay. Make sure. People will steal your gas, take money off of you. This happened to my wife the other day. She said someone pumped $3 extra and I was done. And but people, you have to be aware. Okay, you have to be aware. Please make sure you're aware. There's lots of right now the Uber thing. Let me. There's lots of confusion with the drivers on Uber, and they're picking up the Spark orders at Walmart. People, there's a lot of Walmart drivers that are using Uber who are the Uber drivers. They do not understand that the batches come out 2 times at the hour. And when they are going to receive the orders, they are thinking that they're waiting way too late on long. And what's happening is when they are finally bringing out the order and the driver has called customer support and canceled it, the drivers are still keeping the food. If you are a brand new person driving with Uber, or if you are an Uber driver and you are doing Uber Eats and you are picking up at Walmart, the batches that you are going to get are normally going to say 21 or 45, meaning that that's the pickup time that they're supposed to get. Now, I know on Uber, Eats, it does not show you, it does not show you at all. You just hit accept, you drive there, and it doesn't show you anything else. It doesn't show you anything else. Just know they are on the inside picking the items. They have to bring them out to your car. There's so many Uber drivers I saw today that were saying, why is it taking so long? How are they not bringing it right out to the car? And this is transparency that Uber should have done and Walmart should have done when they did this split from DoorDash. The DoorDash drivers knew. So what's happening right now is while Uber is now taking over, there's a lot of shrink. There's a lot of theft because drivers don't understand what's going on. Your orders are going to come out. Okay. Sit there and wait. You're in California. You are getting paid Prop 22 for that wait. Now, what I do know is this, that they have told, my wife didn't know why it was taking so long. And when she called customer support, they told my wife, if it takes more than like 7 minutes or something, then go ahead and cancel it out. And you won't get hit because we'll have it hit for excessive wait time. That's what they told to my wife. What's up, Samantha? Samantha Gype over there. People, make sure you guys head over to Gype. You can find your way by that channel there, Samantha Gype, or just type up Gype. James Gype, people. They are a power team. They help a lot of people out. Trust me. They help a lot of people out. If you have a channel that is struggling and you are trying to figure out what your voice is, you want to reinvent yourself, have some more people take a look at you, look at what you got, head on over there, learn how to share, learn how to grow the right way. Head on over there to the Gypes, okay? Head on over there to the Gypes. Now, Cody says, I found out partially why Walmart is dropping DoorDash. I put two and two together myself and kind of put some of that together. But the problem is now the Uber Eats drivers, they have at least the ones in my area, because it's newer down here in my area and, more and more orders are coming out. They have no idea about the batches and how long you have to wait for them to come out. And they are canceling and stealing food. Okay, they're canceling and still stealing food. And then some of them, because of I don't know what the issue is. There's a lot of batch numbers that are mixed batches going into other people's cars down here also. So we also have that. So Walmart Spark down here is a little bit chaotic, but it's only chaotic when it's dealing with, I guess, the Uber. But if they are mixing the batches and they don't know, whatever is going on, it's kind of a mess. But if you are an Uber Eats driver, trust me, if you get an order and let's say you're dealing with 11:25, chances are you're supposed to be there for that order at 11:45. Okay. Now, I'm guessing Uber is not telling you guys that because they don't want you guys to dirty app. They want you guys to get there and take care of the customer. Once you get there, people, do not leave. If you do not know what to do, walk up to the door where you see everyone else walking up to and people coming out with blue bins. Those are associates to the place you are contracted with. You can ask them the question. If you are on the list, they will look and see your name. They'll ask you if you checked in and everything, and then they'll let you know that they are working on the order. Please do not steal people's food. There are people now that have came up on full grocery loads. And I've been going up there and I've been like, wow, watching drivers I'm like, I know he's not about to drop that off because he's already talked about canceling it. He just left with the food. Came up on groceries. So I'm putting this out there just in case you are in my area. If you are in my area, I am putting that up there for you so you cannot say that you did not hear or you do not know. There is also there is a driver and someone that I have been checking out. Let me just go ahead and make sure I got it right here. Okay, Miller time. I don't know if you guys know about Miller Time. He actually said, "Oh, I live in Moreno Valley and all this other stuff." I did not know that. I just knew from the streets he was in California. So he does Instacart and Amazon Flex and other apps. So we are in talks. He actually hit me up and said he subscribed to my channel. He's checked out the videos and he's looking forward to get this interview done. So Miller Time will be coming on Hot Facts. That is a great one. And also Brandon's Recovery TV. I was supposed to have him on the weekend, but I had that fiasco where I had to try to figure out about my car in the tow yard. Still doing that right there. But Brandon's Recovery TV, for those of you who want to know what that's going to be about, it's not about repo men or anything else like that. Brandon's doing a very, very great job with rehab and recovery. Doing a very, very great job with the Bible and staying positive and all type of other things like that. So the interview with Brandon's Recovery TV is going to be speaking about, you know, how he got there and how he's doing so great. We don't want to dwell on anything about the past. It's going to be how he is doing so well right now and how he's able to help these other people who may be suffering with addiction and everything else like that. So Brandon's Recovery TV, that is what that interview will be about. He is also here on YouTube and he goes live and he does his thing. And I also met him over there through the process of the Gype Foundation. That's what I will call that there. And that is a very, very promising interview that we have both been waiting for. And really good dude, really good dude. He's not someone that's been past it. He's actively on everything and he's doing it. So that's going to be a great one there. And then Miller Time is another content creator who gets in there and does his grind. So these will be two great ones. And Miller Time is primarily over there on the Instacart and the Amazon Flex side. So people, when you watch these content creators and you know that there's a food delivery side, there's this side, there's some people that only watch Instacart and Shipped, and you know they only watch the grocery ones, and then you get some people that only watch the Amazon Flex or the Curries or the Roadies. So I like to branch and put myself into all of the different avenues that we have going along in our city. Without further ado, though, you all do know I have this. I have an open link, and this link is open because we've had a whole lot go through the past week. Anyone want to bring up anything that they really want to get off, that they really want to talk about, you can go ahead and click that link. I know Pedro had a live last night. If anyone wants to talk about that, I know that Rideshare Rodeo has a very, very interesting live today with Yost Malone. I will be tuned into that. I am going to be watching to see if he asks the questions since he is a reporter and he does interviews, or if he's just going to be a co-host of his thing. I would like for someone that's another reporter to really ask him. You know, Hot Facts went up there and brought up this stuff. Can we clarify some of this stuff? I would love to see some of that happen. But I will be watching because he did tell me that the ball was in my court. So I'm going to see how we are going to respond there, and if I have to click on a link there to go live during that today. So I will be watching, paying close attention to that. That's a very, very great one. Yeah, man. Let me go ahead and click this button right here because I forgot to bring this up. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna do this one first. All right, I'm gonna do this one first. I was gonna tell you guys something. I'm gonna do this one first. Let me hit
Connect with Flex, Fox Local Extension. Reach local viewers down to the zip. Across Flex and 150 plus premium partners. Receive white glove customer service with no hidden fees to help reach your goal. ConnectWithFlex.com.
Lake Worth police need help identifying the person who stole a delivery driver's car with 4 children inside. The delivery driver was picking up a food order when the unknown man jumped into the unlocked car and took off. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager joins us now with more. Peyton.
Blake, police say this all happened in a matter of seconds. The mother quickly noticed and even tried to chase the thief. Thankfully, the children were unharmed. Lake Worth police are calling it a crime of opportunity. Detectives are now looking for this car thief caught on surveillance video.
Somebody out there knows him. He's a local. The way he was running, he was going home. He lives nearby.
Friday afternoon, a mother who was on the job as a food delivery driver was picking up the customer's order at a local business near Rocky Point Trail and Boat Club Road. According to Lake Worth PD, the mother went in to grab the food and left her vehicle unlocked and running. Inside the vehicle, her 4 children, all under the age of 4. But police say someone was watching her. A man stole the vehicle and sped off.
When she came out of the restaurant, she said she saw her car hopping a nearby curb, made a loud noise.
The mother spotted her black SUV swerving through a nearby car wash parking lot. A stranger told the mother to hop in, and the two began chasing the thief themselves, all while on the phone with 911.
I think he realized once he looked in the back seat and saw that there were kids, definitely realized he was in over his head and that was not a risk he was willing to take.
The suspect ditched the vehicle about a half a mile away in a Dollar General parking lot. Video shows the man running away on foot into a neighborhood. The children were reunited with their mother unharmed.
As you can imagine, the adrenaline rush from your children being swept away from you like that.
Now, people, we know what I say every single time. Why leave your car running when you go inside to get an order? I partially blame that on the no tip, no trip, because they tell people if it's not ready right when you get inside, just to walk out and leave. So you get people that will leave their car on. Don't do that, people. Turn your car off. Now, if you have kids in the car and they were all under a certain age right there, why would you not lock your car? Why would you not lock your car? You're thinking because people see people inside a vehicle. Like, he didn't even look to see if there were people inside there. He was just going to take the car because it was running and it was on. And he took the car, saw the kids, and hopped on out. He didn't want to get hit with kidnapping and all that other stuff. Still going to get hit with it because it jumped the curb. And it moved more than a foot. So it's kidnapping. Do not do that. She has her kids. She will never do that ever again. Ever again. And it hurts me to say this, but she's got to slap herself 48 times with all them seatbelts in the car. We talk about this constantly. That's what these guys are looking for. Just because you think you have pedestrians in the vehicle, that does not mean that they don't want that vehicle. They want that vehicle. They want that vehicle. Shame on that driver right now. Shame on that driver, but fortunate for that driver because you have your kids and none of your kids are hurt. That is a blessing in its own. It could have completely went the other way, jumped the curb, car crash, all those kids dead. Okay, all of those kids dead. That's exactly how that could have turned out right there. Okay, so we're going to get into this next video. I know you guys saw I put this up earlier. The link is right there. Let me make sure I put this up because we're going to watch this. And there's no sound on this one, so I ain't got to hit mute. Let me just go ahead and share this one.
What's up, guys? You're watching HotFacts from my dad Robert.
Whew. This right here, this is what we are trying to correct. Please watch. This is for educational purposes only. Okay? Tools and training. We got to do a better job than this, people. Let's wake up.
Shit. This is bad. We gotta get out of here.
All right now. All right now. What do you have to do to get 3 officers to all get knees, elbows, face slams on the ground and all of this? And then you get people that go in there and because they may be drunk or on drugs, when they report these things, they think they're lying. What do you got to say about this right here? Open link, hop on right now. Open link. Who's got something to say about that? Open link. Please, open link right here, right now. Crazy. I got to watch it again. I got to watch this again. This was just absolutely crazy. Let me watch this again. This was nuts.
What's up, guys? You're watching HotFacts with my dad Robert Reese.
This right here, to correct. Please watch for education purposes only. Okay? Tools and training. We got to do a better job than this. Let's wake up. He down there getting it, Roy. He is down there getting the business, Roy. That is all of the business, Roy. They gave him the kitchen sink. Roy, they gave that dude the business. What do you have to do to get beat like that?
Well, first of all, resist arrest, which you can see he's doing. Second of all, he could have bit one of those cops. We only see the little 35-second clip there. So he could have bit one of the cops, kicked one of them in the nuts. Who knows? Yeah, but I don't know. It's without seeing, once again, the whole thing to see what started it, it's hard to even speak on it, really. But they were whooping that ass.
Yeah, look at it. Going to town on him. Going to town. What's up, Cody?
How are you?
Going to town, man.
Yep.
This is sick to watch.
Look at all those knees and rubbing the face in the ground. And look, he's handcuffed. He can't even, he ain't handcuffed. He tried to block his face. Look, no socks. Oh.
Cop should have reset on that one.
Oh.
Just reset, zapped his ass with a taser or something. But then again, those tasers don't work. Those tasers don't always work either. So
man,
hard to say. Like I said, without seeing the whole incident, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say, but what makes the beating keep going like that, Roy?
Like I said, probably because
He
they might
probably
have
bit
bit him.
someone or a biological spit or something like that. They probably went extra. Cody, you used to be a CO man. Chime in on this. I know you got stories about stuff like this.
So I know. So like in the academy and during use of force, they will teach, like if someone is completely non-compliant, you can't get them in restraints. They will teach, using strikes and striking, but beating someone in the skull. Well, at least from what I saw, it looked like, they're just ramming his head into the, no, no. I don't know, but like Roy says, you don't see start to finish, but the part that's hard for me is the part where they're smashing his head, or the appearances of. I don't know what would justify that.
Oh, there's no appearances of no. That was smashing of the head. That was rubbing his temple along the concrete. That was Cody. Cody. That was everything you can think of was right there. There was no hiding any of that. That's why all three of them looked up and was like, "Is anyone watching?" Because something, like they had a conscience in them that kind of overpowered, that the endorphins that popped out. Like they went nuts. That was adrenaline. That was everything. Now that could have turned murderous. Those intentions did not, did not pop out. There was no appear like Cody. We gotta call this one a spade. He got his ass whooped. We just gotta figure out why that ass got whooped.
Well,
I don't know why.
sorry.
Once we see the whole thing, once we see the whole incident and what really happened, chances are, I can guarantee, chances are he was biting them, and that's why they were smacking him in the fucking dome. I can guarantee that. Most likely, what was the cause is he was biting on them, and so they were fucking slapping him in the head.
Go ahead, Cody. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I just saw as I was coming in on your live, I saw like the sliver of what. So the sliver that I saw looked like they were, beating his head possibly into the ground. That's why I said that.
Oh no, you can't.
I did.
Yeah, Cody, we just no possible, Cody. That was
okay.
He got the for real. Like that normally happens. That normally happens when someone's in lockup or they're, that doesn't happen like really on the street like that. They kind of keep that, to where they can do their thing. They just said,
so there's
care.
So there's case law on using concrete as a weapon. The
I don't think
I
don't even think he's gonna win anything though, because I don't think he's gonna win anything because he looks like a transient, and whatever he's done yesterday or that day before being trespassed or anything else like that happens, all that's going to be used against him, and they're going to say that did something or felt some. Once you feel teeth, I know you're going nuts.
They did suspend the cops on that though, so I don't know.
Good.
Okay. Will says his signal's garbage.
Without seeing the whole incident, that's all you see is the ass whooping part. Like you said, you don't know if that dude was high as fuck. You don't know if he had a weapon. We don't know none of that stuff. All we know is there's 3 cops handing out an ass whooping. That's all we see right now. So,
man,
he could have had a weapon for all we know that you don't see there. Maybe a knife or, or whatever the case may be. We don't know that because we don't see it yet.
Here's my biggest thing with that. When they tried to throw me in jail for felony assault when I got jumped and they figured out that I got the upper hand, they tried to hit me with that. You get 3 dudes with the clear upper hand right there. Yeah. You get 3 dudes with a clear upper hand. They tried to teach me a lesson by saying you cannot dish out what you got done to you once you get the advantage. No, that's my biggest issue, that we see 3 dudes with the clear advantage. With the clear advantage right there. We know if that dude were to if they were to stand him up and say walk, he was falling over on his face.
Yeah. So without seeing 100%, I'm not going to give 100% on it other than they handed out an ass whooping. So without seeing everything, no, we don't. Like I said, we don't know.
Now, if you are one of those cops, this goes to both of you. If you are one of those cops and everyone is watching this, how does that make you feel?
Well, it would
Walking
make
around the
me.
public like that,
Well,
going
it
to the
would make.
grocery store.
Well, it depends. Like if they know they're justified, I wouldn't even be worried about it. Like I said, without seeing, if the evidence comes out that shows they were justified whooping that ass because either he had a weapon, he's biting on them, and they're trying to control him, I wouldn't even sweat it. But it's this 30-second clip shit like the one before the rapper guy did that causes issues because we don't see the whole incident. So all people see is him getting his ass whooped. They don't see what led up to it. He's spitting on him. He's biting him. He may have a weapon. We don't see none of that. All we see is 30 seconds of ass whooping. And that's what people do nowadays, you know? They just base it on that little 30-second clip that, oh no. And then it comes out later that he's biting him. He had a weapon. He's kicking him. He's all that shit. Then guess what? The whole thing will disappear. You won't see anything else about it, you know? I'm surprised they showed it because it looked like a white dude getting his ass whooped. I was surprised they showed it.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm telling people. Look, if you guys think that you won't see white people getting beat up by the police and chased, just watch Cops. All you gotta do is watch the show Cops. They are equal opportunists of targeting anyone that does dumb stuff. Just watch Cops. Now, Cody. What do you think, Cody? You know, if you were one of those officers involved in that, and you have to go to the grocery store, the cleaners, you have to, your face is in the public eye. How would you feel if that brutality was out there in the public?
Well, I probably wouldn't be leaving my house if I took it that far, and if I don't know, like I said, we didn't see everything, but that guy wailing on that guy's skull like that, I don't like it. So I'd probably feel about an inch tall and wouldn't want to go anywhere. And that's why it's just so important that if you are, a public servant, police, corrections, in the short amount of time, well, I say short. I worked in an institution, so a little different. But the little blips where you're in uniform and you are in public, man, you better be on your best behavior because someone's always watching, And if you're a police officer where you're out in public 100% of the time, man.
Yeah.
Luckily they don't have to go out anyways. They got you guys for Shift, Instacart. They don't have to go nowhere because they got you guys to rely on.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
But also, I wanted to speak on that Uber driver that got her car stolen.
I was going to ask you about that, Roy, right now. What do you guys feel about 4 kids in the car, leaving the car on, and your car gets jacked by someone at a store?
Well, she's going to say she didn't have a babysitter, blah, blah, blah. Technically, it's illegal to lock your kids in a car while you're not present. That's illegal, so she'll use that. Well, I'm not allowed to, blah, 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 but this is what happens when you spread your legs for multiple people and you have no daddies in your life or you have no family that you can leave the kids at home while you're out trying to work. So that's one of those things that I feel is probably the problem. She's probably got, like I said, 3 or 4 kids.
Well, they said the kids were they said 4 kids they said all the kids were under the age of like 4.
So there's probably no father, nobody to leave the kids with when she's out trying to work. So she brings them with her. And then, the shit like this happens. Stupid shit.
Go ahead, Cody. It's on you.
Yeah, I think that's a bad idea. Leave your kids in the car, especially with the car running. I don't do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, period. Now, if I'm out by myself, running orders around, I mean, I'll admit I'm guilty of doing that more, not in the summer months, but more in the winter, when it's like 25 below zero and it's just cold. It's just a quick in and out, but that's all it takes is leave it running, turn your back for a second, your car's gone. I probably shouldn't be doing that, but definitely I would never leave the kids in the car by themselves. There's no way.
Yeah, that right there was tough. Like, you guys will only see my daughter with me every now and then, and when she goes on the inside with me to most of the spots. Like most of the spots, if it's a place where like let's say it's the 7-Eleven and I'm like right there in the front. I don't go inside until it's ready, but she is not going to be anywhere, not where, and definitely everything is locked up. What the heck? Everything is locked up.
And you said
My
she
daughter
won't do
likes
it
to
again?
go with me when she wants to see what daddy does. Like that's about it. Outside of that, she's not coming in the vehicle. She's
Yeah,
not
and she
coming in
said
the vehicle.
and when you said she's not going to do it again, trust me, she's going to do it again. It's probably not the first time she's done it. She'll do it again.
Yeah, I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt, on that one. Hopefully, this is a scared straight moment, because that's not possibly losing one. That's 4 kids. And then what I'm saying is, she said she noticed her car was going when it jumped the curb. That could have been a jump of the curb and a car crash, and then no more babies right there.
Yep.
And she might have committed suicide after that, because that's so hard to deal with. Crazy. Roy, what was up with the thing, man? You and the shaking of the soda kind of took away everything you were trying to say.
Well, like I said in your comment earlier, me shaking up sodas has nothing to do with degrading other drivers. The whole thing was we got to come together, blah blah blah. My comment was, well, we can't come together if we continue to degrade a certain number of drivers that choose to do the work they want. And that's what brought up the shaking up a soda. Well, me shaking up a soda has nothing to do with degrading other drivers and calling them names and stuff like that. So it's just a deflect. In my question, it's just a way to deflect it from what my comment was. It's just a deflection. And me shaking up a soda doesn't me check it. I'm checking carbonation levels, make sure they're adequate for the customer to drink. That's what I call it. But it's not. It's a harmless little thing. It's not going to hurt nobody. So.
Yeah, the name calling.
And
Yeah,
like I said,
when I watched it, I said, "Oh, they're taking away from what he said. They're about to use this to block what he's really talking about. He's talking about some real stuff right now. Don't stay with the shaking of the soda, shaking not stirred.
Yeah, and they lose track of. They don't seem to understand my situation when I work a W-2. I am forced to take no tipped orders. I don't have the option to decline a no tipped order. I have to take them. Also, they don't understand. I only work in a 3-mile radius, so I know every customer here that orders because like I said, I deliver to them 5, 6, upwards of 20 times a month. So I know who tips and who doesn't. And like I said, me harmlessly shaking up a soda, yeah, could you say, well, that's poor customer service? Sure. And I can say, well, I feel that they're ungrateful. I'm not going to hurt their soda. Like you said, it could fall on the ground and do the same exact thing. So it is what it is. It's better than them. It's better than them eating fucking customers' food, throwing the customers' food on the fucking ground. So my shit's harmless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I compared yours to, Roy? And DoorDash Rick says that's $100,000 fine, Roy. Pay up. That's what DoorDash Rick said. He's joking with you. What I did, what I put your thing in, Roy, is like when they don't have the equipment and a soda falls off the seat and rolls on the floor.
Exactly. And it's just
that's where I put it at.
And you're just deflecting from the actual comment that I made. It's like I said, my shaking up a soda at my W-2 job has nothing to do with degrading drivers from platforms. It has nothing to do with it. So technically, it should have never been brought up. But
Ricky Knight says while you were speaking, he says he was in the comment section, and while you were speaking, they were making fun of you in the comments section. So he says he thinks it's bigger than what it is. You know what I think it is, Roy? I'm gonna tell you this.
They kiss my ass. I don't give a fuck.
Like I said earlier, on my own comments on my own channel, since you've been on, the comments have been like praising you for the things you are saying. There's more and more people that used to be super no tip, no trip with all that, but they're listening to you. And I think that because you're getting to some people, they're trying to be like, no, don't listen. No, but people listen to it. Don't turn away from it. Those are real facts right there. I think that's what it is. I think, your voice is being heard more, and not in the joking, Roy's gonna get up here. No, Roy's gonna sit up here and talk. And I think because more people are listening to you right now, because now it's not like this side or that side. UDM has a side. There's like 8 different sides now. So now when you listen to Roy talk about what we all should be doing, there's a lot of people that are gravitating to, let's get along and just talk about this stuff. And they're surprised that Roy is saying it. So I think because Roy is saying that part of it, they're trying to like, nah, we can't listen to it. That's what I think myself.
Yeah, my phone's probably going to cut out because it's overheating. But I'll re-look through the comments to see what people were saying about me. Like I said, it doesn't really hurt my feelings.
Right.
But, if they want to make jokes, who cares? I don't give a shit. I do the things that I do, like tell them to tip. They're the ones that don't tip. What's funny is all these drivers talk about, oh, no tip, no trip. I can guarantee you probably over 50% of them don't even fucking tip their fucking delivery drivers. So get the fuck out of here. That's probably why they're mad. And that's probably why they're mad about the whole show, because they probably opened it and it's blown up on them because they're a non-tipper. So.
They're probably taking it a step further. They're not only not tipping, they're probably starring them to try to cross them out so they can snag an extra bag or two. And some of these, well, it's all speculation. I'll stop. But I have nothing good to say about half that crew. So I just
I got you.
But
now, I'm gonna do this station identification right now. People, you are watching Hot Facts with Robert Rees, Monday through Friday, live. We are streaming right now on 5 different platforms. I am just I think I need like 10 more. I need 10 more followers on LinkedIn so I can continuously stream on LinkedIn all the way there. But we are streaming on 5 different platforms. If you see me speaking, if you see Autumn Needs Kidney, type O right there, then you are watching this thing live right now. This is Hot Facts with Robert Rees. Make sure you guys give these thumbs. Share this feed, people. Share this feed because that's a very powerful message right there. Also today, people, I finished up last night at 3,949 hours by midnight. So whatever I have going in today until right now, people, looks like today is going to be monetization day. Hopefully it is. So that's why you see me in the suit today with the tie. And today is my wife's birthday. So got to do 2 things at one time. 2 things at one time. So it's the birthday, and today looks like today is the monetization day. So I want to thank everyone for, coming in, staying in the back and watching, subscribing and watching, liking all of the short videos, getting all this stuff, and really enjoying the people who come on here. You've seen this channel grow from 0 subs all the way up into it is now. And I want to thank everyone for that. Just so I can let you guys, I'm going to let you guys see how close I am. So let you guys be like, is he Josh? And he's been saying 1 week. And remember, I thought it was going to be done on Thursday, but when I put it up, people started, I was getting a lot of views, and then they were just watching them for way less amount of time, which means that there was something going on out there to where they were telling people, let's slow his monetization down. Don't watch it all the way. So I do get that, but these past couple lives about what really there is to talk about, there is no separation there. They are coming on in. I will go ahead and hit this here, YouTube Studio. There we go. Let me see. Let me get this to, it's at 110. And we are on the road for 3K subs, people. 2,889 subscribers right now. We are on the road for 3K subscribers also. Let me hit monetization right here. Monetization right here, people. 3,000. Does it show right there? I'll make it a little bigger. All right. Pretty sure you can see that there, people. 3,949 hours right there, people. So that was by midnight of, it's 3:25. So I don't know what these hours are right now. And then whatever this show does right now, and then whatever else I put out there, people, 4,000 watch hours will be hit today. Okay, 4,000 watch hours will be hit today. So after this goes in, they'll send me that email. I got to send them in my routing number and all that stuff. And then people. That's the next part of the Hot Facts business, people. They talk about using these platforms to do your thing. They say stepping stones. I use the platform on just trying to just show you guys what's real and what's not. And I want to thank you guys. Gig Lebowski, thank you, man. I appreciate that, Gig. Every single content creator, especially in the gig world, that has reached the monetization that I have seen since I've been growing. Gig Lebowski was one. Dashing with Ash? Is that in Canada? And I have seen the Driven Wild. All hit monetization within the past few months here. So, big ups to you guys. This is something, people, that a lot of people say, well, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of hard work to get people to watch these hours, because you can get put on a track where you're seeing that you're doing good in shorts and no one's watching this, and then you don't want to do videos, you want to do more shorts, and then you'll go into a limbo to, if you don't try to fix these things and all this other stuff. And should I do live? Should I not do lives? Should I have people come and talk? Should I go to other groups and speak? All of these things come out. Just do every single last bit of that, people. Do every single last bit of it. Today is monetization day, so today is the day when tomorrow in a couple of days, whenever brother starts getting paid on YouTube. So everyone else that has reached that plateau, congratulations. It's been bugging me, and now we are here. Gig says, "What's up, Cody?"
Oh, did he? I don't see any
Yep,
comments.
Gig Lebowski.
Okay.
Gig Lebowski says, "Hello,
How are
Cody."
you?
There.
Yeah, how are you? Hope all is well for Gig Lebowski. I wish he'd come on here, because here's the deal. Like, I've heard he's a veteran. It's like the gig stuff's whatever. That's just the same old stuff. I'm curious, about that. Like, you're a veteran. What did you do? What are your experiences? I mean, those are all interesting things to hear. I'd like to hear that aspect of somebody, that's also
Right.
a driver. Like, just something totally different, not for the not for the gig side of it, just curious.
Yeah, just on content by itself, and
Right.
as a YouTuber, people, as a YouTuber, yep, experiences are always welcome. Go ahead and share. And Gig did tell me, though, Gig Lebowski did tell me that when he's ready, he'll hop up on here. So when he's ready, he'll go ahead and hop up on. He did tell me that. I got to make sure the rest of the world knows. And people, yes, I did say the rest of the world. I have a big support system that comes in from the Philippines, that comes in from Brazil. I have people in Ethiopia, Ghana, Nigeria. There's people in Italy. There's people in islands where I can't even pronounce the names all the way. I go and check, and they are tuning in with Hot Facts. So when I say to the rest of the world, people, I really mean to the rest of the world. People tune in and they write comments and everything else like that. So Gig did say he will go ahead and stop on in, and that's going to be a very, very pleasant day right there. It was something that I've been looking forward to for a long time, because when I saw him doing his thing and almost getting to 1,000 subs, he was someone that I was watching. And then, the dude has an awesome backstory on the cancer thing, and can't like that by itself is that by itself is worth me sitting down and wanting to listen to some stuff right there. So,
because that's like a whole nother experience. People that are survivors of cancer, or like my wife that, she's on dialysis 3 days a week, and then she's on this, I can't even pronounce it, this antibody treatment every Tuesday. How people in these situations just get through from day to day. The mental toll that it takes. So, everyone has a neat backstory. It'd be neat to hear some of it.
Yeah, he definitely has a good one. What's up, Roy? Is back. Car cooled down a little bit.
I like fire out here.
I got you. Did you hear anything that just happened just now?
I just clicked back on.
Okay. Yep. Gig Lebowski just told me congratulations before because I was at 49 hours left before I monetized. So from midnight of last night. So he just came in. He said he just said hi to Cody. And he said he'll be on here soon. So I said that's a good one, because I said his backstory, Gig Lebowski's backstory with the cancer and all that stuff, is that's something you want to sit there and listen to. So he did stop in and say what's up. So that was a good one there.
But I did want to speak on what Ricky said about him making fun of me. That's a bigger issue, me shaking up the soda. That just shows you how brainwashed people are, that they'll totally ignore the actual situation at hand just to deflect it to something else because they feel like shit. You see what I'm saying? They're the ones calling people clowns. They're the ones dogging people. That just shows you how easily they're brainwashed and are deflected to change the subject because it looks bad on them when somebody else calls them out and say, hey, you're the guys that are causing the problem, calling people names, but let's focus on a guy shaking a soda. So it's not a bigger problem. It's the only problem is they can't accept when somebody calls them out on their bullshit. So they got to deflect it to make themselves look better. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is.
Yes. Oh, Gig Lebowski says, hey, Ricky, hey, Rick, and Roy. See, yeah. Hey, Gig Lebowski, all of your favorite dudes come over here to Hot Facts, man. We got a nice little stool up for you. We sit down, we don't have no real barbecue and no food going on, but we can talk about it a little bit. That's what we do over here.
I'm nobody's favorite. Come on now.
No, hey, Roy, my thing is with your Pac-Man, right? Your Pac-Man. What's the quickest time? What's the quickest time you've ever seen it? You just drop it. Have you ever just seen a drop just that quick? Swallow the whole worm right when you drop it in. Just drop it. And gone.
Yeah, it's done that a couple times.
Hey, that thing's got a cool color on it, Roy. That's got a cool color. Roy had the feed and he had the Pac-Man and then he had the ball python. People, you guys don't know. I like looking at that stuff. I like looking at it. When he was on the live yesterday, you guys don't know that he had to hop off to go ahead and do that. But little does Roy know, I had another screen up over here and I was getting my watch on.
Yeah, he did. But that's all it is, man. Just people, they just got to deflect onto something else because they're not about the truth. That's the whole problem. They're not about the truth when it comes to this gig shit. They're not about it. They just think what they want to think, and they'll ride the coattails of all these other motherfuckers. They don't have no free thinking for themselves. So
Gig Lebowski says Gig says he must have missed he says he must have missed the Soda Gate. Watergate, Spygate. He missed the Soda Gate. He said he missed the Soda Gate.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I shake up sodas of people that don't tip. Who gives a shit? And that probably happens once in a blue moon because it's not like every non-tipper orders soda. So it's not like Roy's in here like every 10 minutes doing this. He ain't in here like every delivery shaking up shit. No, happens once in a blue moon. So
yeah. What you got to say, Cody? You're about to chime in there. What you got?
Well, I was just saying, like, I've started taking, orders that, I took before, the big run up in the price of fuel. So what I did a little bit differently, I've been doing for the last few days, just taking stuff as it comes. Now, if something comes in straight up 250 and it's going 6-8 miles, I'm just not doing that. But it doesn't make sense. But, I've just kind of gotten that miles to money stuff out of my head. Just take it, do the job, whatever. So yesterday, I was doing two things. I worked 12 hours because I haven't done that in so long. I wanted to see kind of how I'd hold up to it. And this new strategy, because I'm looking at doing 3 or 4 12s a week and then taking like 3 or 4 days off and then rotating it every other week, kind of like what we did in the correctional system.
Yeah, so, that's like RN work. That's like RN work.
Yeah.
And that's like Amazon. If you work at the warehouse, Amazon puts their people on 4 10-hour shifts, and then they're off for 3.
Mm-hmm. So yesterday, just kind of getting all that old stuff out, just take it as it comes. for the most part, not everything, just whatever. Now I normally don't share earnings, so but there's a point to this. Yesterday I crossed over a little more than $400 yesterday total between DoorDash and Spark over the course of 12 hours. Now, if I'd been doing what I'd been doing before, I know the number wouldn't have been there. And I did drive a total of, I drove about 220 miles yesterday over the course of 12 hours. I did somewhere between $400 and $430 yesterday. So,
Okay.
so now, and I'll even put this out there. If someone's like, oh, he's BSing, if anybody questions it and wants to see it, I will send the stuff to Robert, the proof, and then Robert's welcome to put it up on here. So, so I'm telling you, just
the thing is,
Cody, you don't even gotta do all that. You don't even gotta do all that, Cody.
Yeah, fuck these people, bro. That's what I'm saying. People are too concerned with all these fucking ding dongs saying, I don't have to prove dick to these motherfuckers. Who the fuck are they? Like I said, they ain't fucking paying my rent. They're not paying you your wife's rent. Fuck them.
Right.
They want to see my earnings. Suck my dick first. Now I'll let you see my earnings. Because fuck that. It's not important to them. Why do they want to know how much money I fucking make? It's none of their business. Right. I got a car. I got a roof over my head. I feed myself. That's all you need to know, motherfuckers. None of these motherfuckers are making millions, or they wouldn't be on YouTube. They wouldn't be on YouTube trying to share their great knowledge of nothing, how hard it is to hit accept and decline. Like, come on, guys. Like, really? Fuck them.
And then check this out, Cody. Check this part out. We get drivers saying how many hours they do in a week. They'll put up the hours and they say, I did this many hours in the week and I made this. So you did the exact same thing they did. You did 12 hours in one day. So if you do 12 hours in one day, they should already know those numbers are not far off of whatever they're trying to think inside their head. Well, and if anything else side that, Cody, then they have nothing else better to do.
Yeah, we know what their idea of freedom and flexibility is. That's 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. That's not flexibility and it's not freedom.
Well, and my only thing for the 12s is just saying, because like if I do say 3 or 4 12s this week, like let's say I do 4 12s this week, right? Then I could take 3 days off. The next week, maybe I'll do 3 12s and then take 4 off. So what I'm saying is I would actually earn more money doing that than doing say like 5 8s, for example. I mean, I looked at the numbers for my area, so I'm like, okay, not only can I make more money, I can have more days off on the back end. So
yeah, and
it's a good balance.
And what you can do with that is those days that you have off can be the dialysis days.
Well, her days are Monday and Wednesday. Those are Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, no matter what, or because she has the same days every week, same out. But the idea is, how can I set it up where I can earn more? That means if I want to work less days, I got to work a little bit more hours on the days I am working. But it's win-win because I'm getting under that plan. I'm getting 3 or 4 days off at a time. It makes sense to me. Just trust me. How we did it. It makes sense to you.
Roll with it. It makes sense to you. Roll with it. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. You take, you learn a little bit and you figure out what you need for yourself. That's all it is.
Actually, some of these people make me laugh because they're like bragging. Oh, I worked 90 hours and I made $1,500. Oh, fuck, that's exciting. You work 90 fucking hours a week? Like, that's not impressive. That is not impressive to me. That is not impressive to me at all. So, you know what? And you wonder why they're probably wonder why their wife's getting dicked down on the side because motherfuckers out there, thinking he's a DoorDash specialist and he's making so much money. It's funny. They always bragging. I do 90 hours. I'm making $1,500 a week. Then a week later, they're crying. Oh my God, I don't have the money to fix my car. So you ain't impressing nobody. You ain't impressing nobody.
So. And like I don't like go on here and just post earnings, but a lot of the large YouTubers that are posting some of those earnings, I'm like, I mean, I'm not gonna knock on anybody, but I'm like, I can do that literally in 3 days. But I'm not gonna. Yeah. That's
the big fucking head syndrome. They want to be praised like they're some kind of god or some shit. That's all that is. If you gotta continually brag about what you do, you're an insecure motherfucker. You're insecure. Like I said, let's say I banged I don't know how many chicks at the strip club over fucking 6 years. Do I gotta come on here and say, yeah, I banged all? No, I know what the fuck I did. Who gives a fuck? Like, that's all. They just want to be praised to think that they're the greatest. And you got those people that ride their dick and say, oh, you're the greatest. Oh my God, you're the great. You know, get the fuck out of here. That's because they're such insecure motherfuckers that they got to brag about their shit all the time. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, those were words right there, people. If you wasn't ready for that, I was. I just sat here and smiled the whole time. I knew it was coming out right there.
Yeah, it's like, why you gotta brag about it? If you're so confident in your skills and your level of greatness, why the fuck you gotta brag about it? We should already know this. We don't have to see it every week. We don't need you to tell us your accomplishments. Like, I did 12,500 Lyft rides. You don't see every video I make about Lyft is like, yeah, I did this, I did that, I did this. No, because I don't. At the end of the day, who really gives a shit? You know, nobody gives a shit. Like, I'm not impressed by your 90-hour work week. I'm not impressed.
No. Like most, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I told you, and that's not the first time I've done this on a 12-hour day. That's fairly consistent. So you get an idea. If I can do that in 12, so, I mean, I enjoy having days off. I enjoy being able to go hiking. I enjoy the true flexibility. It allows me to get Autumn to and from her treatment. But there's a way to do it that you don't have to be a slave to some of these apps. And that's
right. And that's another thing you hear all the time too. I work 90 hours a week, but I can take off whenever I want. Bitch, when do you take off then?
Right.
You're out here every week saying the same shit. I'm working 90 hours. I'm working 90 hours. You're saying the same shit every week. So where is this freedom that you can take off whenever you want? Apparently you can't, because you have to work your 90 hours to make your money. So.
And people, if you don't understand what that is, that means they're working overtime, like an hour and a half to 2 hours every day at their W-2. And then you get paid every 2 weeks. People, they'll have that 90 hours on that check for having that extra hour of overtime, but they don't want that extra hour staying out there. They wish they can go home earlier. You know what I mean? But so people, you got to understand that. Now,
so,
go ahead.
Sorry, last week, so obviously it just ended yesterday, I worked 47 hours. And I made enough money in the week to pay my rent. So what I'm saying, and rent up here is expensive. So what I'm saying is, and I still have money left over. So what I'm saying is, like what Roy's saying, 90 hours a week? Hell no. If I have to go do something for 80 or 90 hours a week, I'm not going to do it for these apps. I'll go back to the prison and go make double time, and go pull a, $4,000 check.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. It's all they're trying to do is get praise for doing stupid shit. Like, I'll laugh at you. You know how many of these motherfuckers if Roy went back to the real Roy back in the old days, I'd fucking clown all these motherfuckers and then some. Because I could make a video clowning every one of these motherfuckers the old-fashioned way, but then I'd be jumping into their realm of feeling like I need some kind of. No, I'm not wasting my time with them.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've done $800 weeks on DoorDash. And I sure the fuck never worked no 90 fucking hours. And no, you'd be lucky you get Roy on an app for 30 hours and I can still make the money. It's like I said, they're just, I don't have that big head syndrome. I don't need it. Like like Robert was saying earlier, people talking about me in the comments and this and that. I'm cool with that. Like, I just come on here to speak the motherfucking truth. I don't expect people to praise me. If people say, hey, he used to be, that's just me. That's just me. You're getting the real Roy every fucking time I come on these. I'm not bringing you no fake shit. And I don't have to. And I know I was in a motorcycle club for 15 years. I know I've been to jail 3 times. I don't have to come out here and show everybody just so I can get sympathy or I can get the praise. Oh, he's a real gangster. No, I don't need that shit. I don't need that shit. You know?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, well, I gotta go to work.
In the house. Here we go.
I actually gotta go to work and shake some sodas. So I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Roy.
Dick.
What's up, my man? What's up, Will? You guys see his name, Roy's hype man. He came in here. He came here to be Spliff Star for Busta Rhymes real quick. Go ahead. What's up? What's up, man?
I guess I should have put Roy's proxy since he left as soon as I did. Instead of Roy's hype man.
You all right? You all right?
No,
you
yeah,
still got you still the mouth of the South.
I think what Corey's saying is actually, let me just say this. I think it was a roundabout way of saying you can use the apps for the extra hours if you want to, but you don't have to. You know, that's the nice thing. It's you don't have to go begging to somebody like, hey, can I get those overtime hours? You just go out there and get them. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. By him doing his new shift, he's good.
If you need to, you know, I think I did close to what Corey did. Like, I think my active time was just below 40 hours. And since I don't dash from home, my on-clock time was probably maybe in the 50s, which even if you're a good salary employee, 50 hours isn't like killing yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I use Gridwise. So what I do, this is how I do it. I hit start shift on Gridwise, and it's not active time. It's just everything. It's all the time. Okay, sitting, active, and then when I'm done with the shift, off it goes. And my mileage. So when I told you what I did yesterday, my 220 miles approximately, that's round trip mileage. I don't just count one way because I'm like, well, I got to go back to get back to town to reload. So I count round trip, and that's my total time was 47 hours last week.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. No,
right,
no, you're
cool.
all and you said that's Gridwise?
Gridwise. I use a system called Gridwise. I pay the $9.99 a month, and by the way, it's all a write-off, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you're using it for your business.
And it makes a tax report. Now, DoorDash was having that issue thanks to Para, you know, trying to hack their crap, where Gridwise for a couple of months was not syncing with DoorDash, where you can sync your earnings. It's a really cool program. So like I actually used this feature about maybe 3 months ago. I needed an earnings report, and it's all professional. It's IRS compliant. So I went in there, exported the report to my email, and then was able to then send that where I needed it to go.
Right.
And it's all streamlined in there. So it does not differentiate active time or whatever the other time is called. I don't know if what I do is right or wrong. If I'm out for 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever, I just count all that time.
Yeah. I got you. You're just worried about the dollars coming in to the time I'm out there.
I just got some of the crud out of my head. Because what happened was we had a horrible slowdown in February. I had 50%. My gross earnings were down literally 50%. So I lost the top dasher at the end of February, and then we had the horrible run up with fuel. Then I had to start, and then around that time I had to start taking Autumn to Anchorage 3 times a week, 50 miles one way. So I just got in this weird, vicious cycle of having to cherry pick stuff. So when I sat down, now I'm talking for me here in Alaska, I'm not speaking for anybody else. When I ran my top dash numbers and looked at my large orders, because I'm in large order program versus what I'm doing now, I'm down I'm down around 30 or 40% in gross earnings as a result. But the problem was trying to get back up there is just in this vicious cycle, anyway, so I just got my head in a different spot, been doing some different stuff. And believe me, if I'm driving 220 miles and I'm making a little more than $400, I have made money. So
yeah, $2 a mile, $2 a mile,
and I count
$2 a
round trip.
mile.
I count round trip.
Yeah, they talk about that, and that is what you pulled in, and this is where everybody has to know. You can pull tools and tricks and tips from everything that's out there. You can pull those things from everything that's out there and make yourself into one hell of a driver
and I
for
feel
wherever
better.
you are.
And I feel better too. Like even though, okay, here's an example. Someone's gonna probably say, "What an idiot for doing this." Whatever. I took an order yesterday that paid like $9.50, and I took it 10 miles one way. And the reason I did that, because I didn't want to just keep moving. It's not that I wasn't making any money. I'm still making some money on it. The government's given me roughly a 61 cent per mile, what's it called? A deduction. So that's just more money in my pocket. Okay. At the end of the year, that's basically tax sheltered. And I'm not sitting there bored, staring out the window, waiting for something. My mind's busy because, what do they say? Idle minds, idle. Sorry.
But it's your run, bro. So you don't have to justify that shit to anybody.
Right.
At the
I'm
same
just saying,
time, no, you don't have to justify that to anybody. At the same time, don't pretend like that somebody isn't right if they justify not taking that shit either. I've taken the same thing you have. So don't get like, I'm definitely not being the other side of an argument here or anything. But my point is definitely exactly what I said, which is like you really don't have, okay, maybe your wife, because you have a family unit. So you have to justify runs to her, but to nobody else, especially a fucking YouTube gig community.
Yeah, right.
Or even the jabronis that may be closer to you in your market. And I mean that.
Jabroni.
I mean that.
I like how you use jabroni, Will, because whenever you say jabroni, I feel like laying a smackdown on somebody. I feel like doing this. Just get ready to lay the smackdown on him like The Rock. You spit in that hand, and then you lay that smackdown. Every time you say jabroni, I want to check them in at that hotel. Smackdown Hotel.
But while I was taking that $9.50 order, I'm just busy. Like I'm doing something, right? And then next thing you know, it's done, and then boom, a $30 Spark order comes in for two people to go 5 miles, $30. Those are common Spark orders in Alaska. So it's like I didn't have all that dead time, because if I have too much dead time, I'm like, oh, this sucks, and then I'm apt to log off because I'm bored or angry, so it serves other purposes, So that's what I do, and I'm making money doing it. Now, I'm not going to take a 250 and go the same amount of miles. I mean, I'm not going to do that, but
right.
And actually, I need to go back and look. I think that one had just a little bit of hidden tip in it. It wasn't much. I think it went to like $11 or something, but still, In fact, you know what? I took a $6 one the other day. Had quite a few items in it. I had this weird hunch, Nothing scientific. I'm just some weird hunch. That's it. Nothing more to it. I took it, and the dang thing ended up paying out like $17.
That's money right there. Yeah. They're out there. They are out there, and that's why that's why I work the system that I work. It works for me. I'm able to filter through everyone to make sure I'm not going to miss those. At least when I'm on watch, I try to watch my own six as much as I can.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But in the end,
Will, you going into a store right now? Where you heading to? Can you hear me?
I don't know. He looks frozen.
Yeah, his phone does this thing where it puts him there, and it does this weird thing.
I do have a question. Have you or anyone run across this lately? You don't really do DoorDash, if I remember right, but anyone that does this, is anyone having an issue where you call Dasher support while you're on an active dash, and then they say, sorry, we can only help you if you're on an active dash, even if you're on one, and they say, basically, we're too busy right now, try back later, and hang up on you, and you can't get through to support?
Oh wow!
Yes.
I can't speak on that. I don't even mess with DoorDash.
That happened to me last night. I was floored.
That had to just be someone that just wanted to get fired that day. Because
you couldn't get through on the automated system. It said for if customer press 1, if you're a dasher press 2, and it basically said, even though I was on an active dash, it was using verbiage that indicated I was not on an active dash. And then the dang computer took it a step further and said, please use our in-app chat feature. Goodbye, and hangs up.
Oh, there's still, see, when I was doing DoorDash, I had difficult time because I would not want to use that feature right there, right? To just do that to do that texting in the live, because they don't respond fast enough. And I was always like, okay, I want to call. And I would never be able to get in contact with the representative from DoorDash. That was another reason why I stopped working for DoorDash too. I never had that issue with any other app. So all of the problems I saw with the app, I said, I don't want to work for them too. Too many issues happen to where I cannot get to who I need to speak to fix it. I cannot have a contract with something like that. That will make me go a little bit too crazy. So I just eliminate the apps that have no business being in my arsenal, and DoorDash is one of them.
So yesterday, I'll tell you real quick what happened. So someone stole the customer's food. So put on your surprise face. A dasher stole food. So anywho, so the customer was like, this is my second time using DoorDash and I'm not impressed. And she was like, the last time they used DoorDash, the dasher said that she had run out of gas. And so they went and met the dasher, and she's like, the woman just looked strung out and was in a car with no license plate, smashed out window. So the lady was like, I'm not impressed with DoorDash, right? So I told her, I said, well, screw the app. How about this? I will order you exactly what you ordered. I'll go through Taco Bell myself. And she's like, no, it's okay. I'm like, no, I feel really bad because this reflects on me. When DoorDash is being a dirtbag or someone else is being a thief, I don't want it to reflect on me. So the lady's like, okay. She goes, that would be just amazing, And I said, cool, and I'll save you a couple bucks. So I log off the app. I went and ordered her things at the Taco Bell. I drove it to her. It was $11 worth of stuff, Robert. It was $11 worth of food. You want to see what she did when I got there? She hands me 2 of these. Can you see that? She hands me 2 of these. The first one to cover the $11, and she's like, oh, keep the change. And she goes, and since you really went beyond, above and beyond, she's like, my husband and I really appreciate it. We had a long drive back from Fairbanks. They had a parent up there that was dying. She's like, it just was really nice that someone would do this. She went and handed me a second one. I tried to refuse it. I'm like, no, I don't want it. I mean, she was like, damn, you're almost shoving it in my pocket. I was like, all right, I'm not going to argue with you anymore. 2 of those. 2 of those.
That's what happens. That's what happens. People say no one will do certain things. If you do something that they feel that is the service that I love, they will pay you for what they think you should get paid. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Not everyone would have did that, but that certain situation right there, you completely understood what happened. You are an independent contractor. You did your thing. You ran your business the way you wanted to, and you got paid more for your business.
Well, I logged off the app, and all I did was what a friendly neighbor in Alaska would do for another neighbor. I tried to refuse that second $20 bill. I tried to refuse it. She wouldn't let me. She was damn near shoving it in my pocket. So I was like, all right, cool. You know, that's the first time I've ever done that.
Part of the problem too with people getting angry at the apps, and I jumped in because this is a perfect example. I've actually had this twice today. If you don't go in playing it like a game, if you do it like a business, so if you don't if you're looking for hidden tips, but if you're not counting on hidden tips, then you don't get bent out of shape. I just took this Wiener Schnitzel, which is like a hot dog joint, and I took it for 2.2 miles. It's $6.75. Now it had like 13 items, I think, or 15 items, but I took it because it's 2.2 miles and it's $6.75. So if nothing more is on that order, I'm not going to get bent out of shape. So when I accepted it, I looked, and of course, it's like 10 ketchup packages. So there's probably not going to be more. But here's the thing. I knew that it's only 2.2 miles, so that's why I accepted it. And now I'm not bent out of shape, even though it's a bunch of ketchup packages. But had my ass seen had I been a bad businessman and been playing games with my money and saw, 18 items, going 10 miles for $6.75, that's your fault as a driver for taking that shit. Not necessarily the company for hiding it. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the companies are on some bullshit with the hiding it, but you still have your part that you need to be doing to make. Because here's the thing, I'll get bent out of shape. I know that's gonna fuck me up for the whole night if I'm like, 18 items, 10 miles, I'm fucking gonna be good, and then I fucking get something like this. I see it's like 10 ketchup packages. I'd be bent out of shape.
Hey, but Wiener Schnitzel, Will, I'm gonna tell you this about Wiener Schnitzel. Here in California, I will pick up a Wiener Schnitzel order in a heartbeat. First of all, it don't take them long to make a Wiener Schnitzel meal, and for some reason, people love that Wiener Schnitzel chili, man. Wiener Schnitzel chili and the Polish sandwiches. They like to get the Polish sandwich.
I had to tell somebody earlier, actually, Robert. I had to point out that I have my card because I was like, I smell hot dogs and they smell good. And I'm like, but I really don't fuck with hot dogs. And she's like, yeah, really? And I'm like, yeah, no, girl. I'm like, I fuck with Polish. I'm like, hot dogs is some, yeah, nah, we fuck with Polish,
Yeah, you got that's the
like
real.
I go in my joint, get my fried chicken, get my Polish, it's all in one and shit.
Yeah. Oh, you are growing up to the Wiener Schnitzel right now. That's red and yellow. That's red and yellow right there, people. That is the Wiener Schnitzel. Ooh, people, you can go to Wiener Schnitzel and buy the can of chili if you want. Here is what I do. Let me teach you guys how to doctor up the can of chili from Wiener Schnitzel. There's not enough meat in that chili. Okay, so you can use ground turkey, ground chicken, or ground beef. Go and get an extra pound and a half of that. Go and mix that into that can right there. Yep, $5. Mix that in right there, and you have souped up your Wiener Schnitzel chili. I do that all the time, and it's fire. Yes, Wiener Schnitzel.
So,
in there.
So y'all that don't know, the crowd pleasers, that's what the big boys get there. You know what I'm saying?
I normally get, look, check this out. I normally get the number 7. The crowd pleasers, I get the number 7 from my household. Yes, I get that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm picking up the order for Tyler S. brother.
They substitute. My son likes mustard dogs, so I got to substitute for mustard dogs. He likes mustard.
The mustard dogs are good. The mustard dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, you are awesome, dude.
I tried.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we have this new business up here.
You as well, brother. You as well. All of you.
It's a cannabis shop.
Not just you. Everybody, man.
They also sell CBD oils, but they primarily sell cannabis. Okay. Well, I get this order yesterday, and it's called Blunt Eats. I kid you not. Like a ghost kitchen thing. And in there, the customer ordered a dank peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. Well, out here we have infused food. Yeah. We have certain restaurants that it's infused. You can get the fried chicken and all of that. They know how to cook the stuff in the butters, and yeah, you can actually go and yeah. Now the thing is though,
I question
here,
if it was really a sandwich.
well, no. It's a sandwich. Now it's a sandwich. Now how they cook it when they are toasting the bun and everything, that's toasted in a can of butter. The can of butter is what it's basting in and everything. So it's and they cook in the oils. So then when you eat it, it's the oils and everything that you're cooking in, and then you get that. So yeah, that's how it is. They even have it to ice cream, shakes, all type of things. Here in California, though, we don't have any app that has us go and pick up from these places at all. Not even in West Hollywood. We don't have a platform to where they're on there. It's gonna have to be an individual like place to where they say we want to put ourselves on there. You know what I mean? But we don't have any. Yeah.
Well,
I got an opinion on this real quick. I'll be short. I think if somebody was smart, they'd get a bunch of those old like Brinks trucks and do it like an ice cream truck, except it's weed and shit. Because I think that would be the smart way to do it. You go just like we used to do back in the day. Send it out the window. Send it out the window.
Send it out the window.
Well, you couldn't go through the store.
They're trying here. We have a lot of those some armor trucks that go and do transport and stuff. Yeah, they're trying to fix all of that because believe it or not, in LA, we have some of the top chefs in LA. Some chefs are Michelin star chefs. They are not trying to create typical Michelin food. They are actually going over because they're seeing that they can make the infused food, and they can get celebrities. They cook for these celebrities who are really into that. And yeah, it's crazy how it is right now. Once they figure it out, I guarantee once they figure it out in these areas where it's legal, you will see people going ahead and pick up stuff. It's just a matter of time on how they work out that business because it makes too much money. Like in Colorado, you already know that it's probably they're just trying to figure it out there. They got vending machines there. You can go up to a vending machine and buy you some there. So they're all, you know what I mean? So it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
Well, you couldn't go through the front door. They had these directions on you have to go to the back door. The directions was weird. It was dark.
Ghost Kitchen, though. Cody, Ghost Kitchen. Yeah.
I was like, screw this. And then so just for the hell of it, I went to that back alley and I'm like, man, it's just not, I ended up unassigning. I'm like, I'm not doing this. This is weird. But
it'll pay out. It'll pay out. They got by. That's why it was a ghost kitchen. Yeah. Ghost kitchen, it's already set up with the storefront. So all that set up, you're just creating a different name. So if you got something else coming out the back door, you making yourself a little bit of extra money. They did.
I don't want to be. Yeah,
I know you don't want to, but hey, it happened and you made some money on it.
No, so, I didn't because I unassigned it.
You unassigned it. Somebody took that money from that place. Somebody
probably,
did.
But I maybe they got I don't know. It just seemed a little too shady for my comfort level.
Yeah, if you're not confident in it or street savvy enough on some shit, then I would definitely not advise. Well, because I'll harken back to my pizza days because this is the first time I spoke on here, Robert, and I think since you and I have been talking, I started delivering in '97 for a pizza joints in town, still in high school. And the place I work for in town, it's now defunct. It was called Primetime Pizza. It was like the first, when the big, at least for here, but I think it was kind of nationwide, when there was like the big Chicago boom of pizza, and then people all of a sudden knew what calzones were and knew what deep dish pizza was, and you could get Italian beef delivered, just kind of like the bodegas spreading out type deal in the Chicago pizza joints. But we were called Primetime Pizza, but our nickname in town was called Ghetto Hut. We were called Ghetto Hut because we would fucking go to the neighborhoods that fucking nobody else would go to. Essentially where I grew up. We would go to the neighborhoods like I grew up in. So fucking some of my best clientele, trap houses. Nonstop. Motherfuckers would tip me ridiculous because I didn't say shit. And I mean this is 97, so like they'd still be selling green with the white. So like they'd be like they'd throw me like the 2 for 15. So it wasn't the obese
That's back
ones.
in the day. That's back in the day.
It wasn't the obese ones, but it was the 2 for man, that was Mexican brick and shit. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take a pause.
See those, like you said, those trap houses. That's where a lot of people like, and that's where you said you have to be street savvy or really be someone that knows a thing. And then there's places you can make money that the average man can't.
I had one that was complex, and there was a house the complex and the building was all the way back off the road, so it was the building nobody would go to. I knew the dudes that were tipping out of that motherfucker. So they were. I went to school with like their younger or older brother. I can't remember, but either way, like that was one of the safer deliveries I ever took. I was more at risk. I was more at risk on campus delivering to drunk ass college kids. A lot of people
don't get that, man. They don't. A lot of people don't get that. Where I live here, we have UCR, right? And you hear all these kids getting into these fights. The college kid. But then it's crazy. You go eat at the little. We have a place called It's a Korean.
How's it going, man?
Infused Mexican food place.
Just
right?
took it out the hot bag. Yes, the straw's in there. I know it's not a milkshake and
there,
it's not a deal breaker.
around the universe.
You're welcome, man. Have a good one. And I did ask her if she put the packages in for you, bro. She said yes. Obviously, I'm not gonna open it. Okay.
Oh, let me hit mute on Will.
Yeah, you should have. I'm sorry. I tried to do that before we were going.
Oh no, it's all right. I was saying that where I live here, we have the university, and we have like little small spots there. The Korean barbecue taco spot is Korean barbecue and Mexican food. All those small places around there where the kids can go ahead and eat, the gang members protect the college kids. But all the fights happen on the college campus with the college kids. But when they go eat, the gang members are protecting them. Like it's crazy how it works. It's crazy how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I had times where the fucking hypes would be saying some shit to me, and like the motherfuckers working would be like, "Yo, leave fucking dude alone. He's fucking, Like, I was I hate to do this, but it's so funny, and I know it will be. I mean, I was essentially taking the fucking food to the workers. So, like, the titty bouncing chicks, like from New Jack City, the ones in there just sorting the shit up. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially what I was doing. Yeah, but I mean, if I wasn't me and I didn't know who I knew, I might not take that. That's why I say you got to be smart about who you know and what you know about what you're doing.
Yeah, some areas people you can go up to a spot to deliver food and they can figure out you are a real OP Taylor, and you do not want to be a real OP Taylor because that could be the last time you ever drive down in that neighborhood. So, but like he said, I went to school with one of them, my older brother or younger brother. All those connections play a. You cannot really let go of those because they'll help you out in the long run. And what happened was he was dropping off the food and getting extra tips. Because they were like, and he ain't gonna say nothing either. Oh, tip him.
I was getting 20s, 50s, and we're talking in 97. I mean, 20 was a low one, Oh yeah.
And that was when gas was $1 a gallon right back then.
No, they weren't throwing me no fins, no salt bucks, none of that. I was getting whomped with shit. Whomped.
Hey, that's how it goes right there. Now look, we got about. I'm gonna end this one a little early. I got 10 minutes. My wife's birthday. We got 10 minutes before 2 o'clock. No, I'm not gonna. She's gonna get mad. She's 36. You didn't hear that from me. So, so yes, she's right there. We got 10 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this. Last words. Last words. Let's go with Cody first.
Just get out and work. Ignore all the drama and all the BS. Just go out, make the best of it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Who cares? You know, every day you wake up above dirt's probably a good day. So, hell with it. Just go out and work. Screw the rest.
Hey,
The rest is just a bunch of noise.
can't go wrong with that. Cannot go wrong with that. Big Will, what you got for us?
Happy birthday, Robert. Go take her out. I'm out of here. You need to get off too and go take her out.
Yeah, I'm
Later.
about to go do the thing, but check this out. I'm finna go cook some stuff right now too.
Woo!
Yeah, in your face. Yes.
Okay. Well, either way, you need to get off here and go take care of that lovely
Yeah,
lady,
that's
my
what I'm
friend.
doing right now. People, thank you guys for watching. I wore the suit because it's my wife's birthday and I'm getting monetized today. That's the way it's looking. So with that being said, people, until the next caper. Oh yes, people. We are out of here like Chuck Woolery and 2 and 2. Listen to these tunes by Navy 380 as we get on out of here. Thank you guys for watching.